Welcome back, Timeless Sagas family. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating story of the rise of modern China as it ascends to the ranks of superpower. So, grab your popcorn, buckle up, and hold on to your fortune cookies, because we're about to embark on a thrilling journey through time and space. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, well, depending on where you are, there was a sleeping giant known as China. For centuries, this giant slumbered, seemingly content with its rich cultural heritage and historical achievements. But as the world around it began to change, so too did China. And like a dragon emerging from its lair, China has awakened and taken flight, soaring to astonishing heights and capturing the attention of the entire world. But how did this transformation happen? What set China on the path to becoming a modern superpower? To understand this, we must travel back to the 19th and early 20th centuries, a period marked by conflict, humiliation, and turbulence. The Opium Wars with Great Britain, followed by the Boxer Rebellion, laid bare the weaknesses of the Qing dynasty. Then came the 1911 Revolution, which toppled the last Chinese dynasty and established the Republic of China. But don't start celebrating just yet, because things were about to get a whole lot messier. Enter the Chinese Civil War, a fierce struggle between the nationalists, led by Chiang Kai-shek, and the communists, led by a certain Mao Zedong. Spoiler alert, Mao eventually emerged victorious, founding the People's Republic of China in 1949. And thus began the age of communism, a roller coaster ride of radical reforms, ambitious plans, and, let's not forget, some rather disastrous consequences. Mao's Great Leap Forward of 1958 to 1962 aimed to transform China into a modern, industrialized nation. But like Icarus flying too close to the sun, China's Great Leap ended in tragedy, as millions perished in the ensuing famine. Then came the Cultural Revolution, a tumultuous decade that saw the destruction of countless historical and cultural relics, and the persecution of those deemed counter-revolutionary. Talk about a rough patch in history. But fear not, dear viewers, for every storm must eventually pass. With Mao's death in 1976, China entered a new era, one marked by reform, opening up, and a shift in focus toward economic growth. Enter Deng Xiaoping, the man who would change China's destiny. Deng's policies emphasized pragmatism and the adoption of market-oriented practices, setting China on the path to becoming the economic juggernaut we know today. In the 1980s and 90s, China experienced rapid economic growth, as a flood of foreign investment, coupled with market-oriented reforms, fueled a manufacturing boom. Made in China became synonymous with affordable goods, and the world took notice. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. China faced the challenges of social unrest, exemplified by the tragic events in Tiananmen Square in 1989. However, the nation's relentless march toward progress continued. Fast forward to the 21st century, and China's rise as a modern superpower is well underway. Massive infrastructure projects, like the Three Gorges Dam and the high-speed rail network, showcase China's technological prowess. The 2008 Beijing Olympics served as a coming-out party for the nation, announcing its arrival on the global stage with a spectacular display of fireworks, culture, and, of course, those adorable Fuhua mascots. China's economic miracle, however, didn't come without consequences. Environmental degradation, income inequality, and a growing urban-rural divide are now among the challenges facing the nation. But the Chinese government, under the leadership of President Xi Jinping, has set ambitious goals to address these issues, with plans for a moderately prosperous society and a new era of Chinese socialism. Today, China's influence can be felt across the globe, from its investment in Africa and Latin America to its growing presence in international organizations like the United Nations. The Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project aiming to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa, is seen by many as a symbol of China's expanding global ambitions. But what does this all mean for the world? Is China's rise a threat, or an opportunity? As with any great historical saga, the answers are rarely black and white. China's increasing economic and political clout brings both challenges and benefits to the international community. On one hand, China's investments in developing nations can provide much-needed infrastructure and employment opportunities. On the other hand, concerns about human rights, intellectual property theft, and the potential for economic dependence are valid considerations. And let's not forget the ongoing US-China rivalry, a contest that often resembles a high-stakes game of chess, with both sides maneuvering for advantage in trade, technology, and geopolitics. This competition is sure to shape the course of the 21st century, as the world grapples with the implications of a shifting balance of power. So, there you have it, the epic tale of China's rise as a modern superpower. A story that spans centuries, marked by tragedy and triumph, conflict and cooperation. But like any good saga, this one is far from over. As China continues to forge its path in the world, we must ask ourselves, how will the world adapt to this new reality? What will be the legacy of China's rise? And most importantly, what role will each of us play in this unfolding drama? That's it for today, Timeless Sagas family. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more thrilling journeys through the annals of history. And remember, the past may be written in stone, but the future is ours to shape. Until next time.